Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog review. This time on something not anime or toku or whatever. This time on something cartoon / comic related. And I'm here again with Billy, who's trying to act like a pimp.
Act, please.
So, what's the full... It's called Flashpoint, but what's the full title?
It's Justice League Flashpoint.
Okay. It's about the Flash, which is becoming one of my new favorites.
Yeah, this one's centered around. Oh, dude, Flash is totally you because, like, all of his villains are, like, Mega Man, Con Man, Captain Cold, whatever.
They're ridiculous. It's like if you remade Mega Man 2 and made Quick Man the main hero.
Yeah.
Essentially. The bosses are ridiculous. But the movie itself is about an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
With the Flash, where he doesn't have his powers, and shit's fucked up.
Yeah, well, see, it's just everything's slightly off. Flash wakes up at his desk working because he's like a CSI guy, scientist. He doesn't really realize what's went wrong. He just knows that things are off, especially when he finds his mom. He runs out the door to go stop Citizen Cold, who are fighting Boomerang, which he didn't really pay attention to that they called him Citizen Cold because his name's Captain Cold in the regular universe, but this one he's Citizen Cold. He's actually a good guy. He's fighting on the good side. But he doesn't pay attention to that. So he runs out the door, but realizes he doesn't have his speed power, so he falls down the stairs. When he looks up, his mom's waiting there. And he's supposed to take him in for her birthday, but she's supposed to be dead. He's like, Mom, you're here? Yeah, of course I'm here. You forget my birthday. And just from that point on, he starts realizing that everything's slightly off. He doesn't have his powers. He doesn't know what's going on. They don't know who, like, Superman doesn't exist anymore, and Batman is existing, but it's like a really dark Batman. Like, it's like a straight up, I'll kill you Batman. Like, he uses guns, and when he gets the information out of you, whether you give it or not, he'll just drop you off a roof. And when they're like, so what happened with that? It's like, well, seems like a lot of people are falling with Batman. So good.
And, like, Cyborg works for, like, the CIA and...
Well, he works for, like, the government, like,
yeah.
The president. And in this one, instead of, like, Cyborg has part human parts. That's one of his big things. He's always trying to keep his humanity. But in this one, he's gone through a lot more upgrades. So he's got a lot more robotics than he does anything else. He's only really got his human heart and his brain left.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And the biggest thing is that the Amazons, led by Wonder Woman, and the Atlanteans, led by Aquaman, are in a war, and it's destroying parts of the world.
Yeah, now, see, this is one of the things I love, because people always make fun of Aquaman, but I love Aquaman.
Aquaman's actually really badass. He's basically water Superman.
Oh, but he has a better healing power than Superman. Like, Aquaman, quite literally in comics before, has, well, mind you, it's not a main canon story, but it just shows the extended powers and it's acknowledged. He had, like, the villains kidnap him, and they cut out a piece of his brain. He's laying there on the table, brain dead, but then his brain just grows back, and he's like, what's going on? What's going on? He's got a stronger healing ability. He's got super strength. Although he can't fly, he can just leave. He can contact animals. Like, he doesn't have power over them. He can have suggestive powers.
Like,
he just comes at them like a straight boss. Like, nobody wants to go in the water. They're like, well, I'm not going in a boat.
Like, Superman is kind of boring to me as a superhero, but Aquaman's a lot more interesting. But everybody rips on Aquaman.
You gotta read these trades I have from the New 52. When they are trying to do Aquaman, they do not shy away from it. Like, the very first comic, like, everyone just making fun of Aquaman the whole time. He's like, what's it like to be, like, the joke of the Justice League? And he's like, hey, can you go away? And he sits down, after he saves the day, everyone's like, whoa, what are you doing here? Do you need, like, a glass of water or something? He's like, no, I'm just coming here to get some food. It's like, this is a fish and chips place. You can't eat fish, you talk to them. It's like, I don't talk to fish, I communicate with them, and I can eat fish. So, anyways, people keep harassing him. It's like, yeah, you're a loser, you're a joke, whatever. And they bring over the tray of food, but he just gets pissed off and just leaves. It's like, hey, what about your bill? And he just flips her a gold doubloon, and she's like, what am I supposed to do with this? He's like, put your kids through college. Like, just owns the entire scene.
Anyways,
all that, right? But Aquaman's so bad. But in this movie, Flashpoint, everything's slightly off. Now, I own a lot of the comics themselves that this movie's based off of. This all happened 2 years ago. After Flashpoint, they started the New 52, so if anyone follows comics, that's what you really want to read beforehand. You can buy the actual books, but I own a lot of the side trades as well, like, for instance, Dead Man and the Flying Graysons, because Dead Man's like a big hero for me, and like, you know, Robin stays with his family for a bit. I own the Superman one, so you actually get to hear and find out what happens with that. But in Flashpoint, the movie, though, they take things a bit differently. They keep the main core of it. But at this point, Aquaman has flooded all of Europe. Like, Paris and, like, France is all underneath water. You can just see the Eiffel Tower floating by. And Wonder Woman and all the Amazons have raised up all of Britain. And, like, so, like, all of England just raised up into this giant pillar now. And they're, like, claiming it as their new territory. And they're, like, going to try to extinguish all the men. And the way this all kind of really happened was there was supposed to be an arranged peace treaty between the two people. And then some, you know, over-fraternization happens between Aquaman and Wonder Woman. And when Aquaman's wife finds out, Mera, doesn't go so well, challenges Wonder Woman. Woman cuts off her head straight up, shows it as, like, a trophy, and starts wearing a crown. Aquaman doesn't play that shit. And there just becomes a giant all-out war. Like, the whole planet Earth is being battled over between the Atlanteans and the Amazons.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else is just screwed. It doesn't really go into it, but Green Arrow doesn't exist. Instead, he just kind of, like, builds nukes and weapons and stuff instead. He's, like, a coward businessman. Batman is a lot darker and twisted. Superman never was really discovered because it's not Kansas, where's it crashed? Smallville. Well, I guess it's in Kansas, right?
Okay.
Smallville, he crashed right into the middle of Metropolis, and they're like, it's just meteor, and they hide it up, and they put it in an underground bunker. In the movie, they deal with that. But,
okay.
It's a great movie.
Right. Anyways, Flashpoint is like that thing. It's like, it's a what if story movie, much like Missing Ace was with Kamen Rider Blade. And it's actually really good. It explains a lot of things that you normally wouldn't think of. Unlike, and I know I keep mentioning this, but unlike Godspeed Love, which was awful and fucked the continuity of the show, this doesn't change anything. This is just sort of a what-if story, and it really shows off the capabilities of the Flash and his arch nemesis, the Dr. Zoom, pretty much. So,
whatever. Yeah. Well, the whole thing is actually this is all main canon, and after the Flashpoint event in the comics, things actually do change because if anyone knows anything about Batman lore, Barbara Gordon was Batgirl, and she ends up getting shot in the spine by Joker in the Killing Joke. And they kept that continuity, and she ends up being in the wheelchair, becomes Oracle, helps out that way. Well, after Flashpoint, she doesn't know why, but she's able to walk. After this whole time collapse happens, and Flash fixes it, and they go back, Flash still remembers both the universes. He remembers all the stuff that happened in that alternate timeline, and this one. And he even brings back a letter from the other Batman to this Batman, and, you know, it's just, like, so crazy. But it stays continuity, and in the movie they go over some of that stuff, but they don't go further on like in the comics. But the DC Justice League movies are fantastic. Like, there's some of them that you really need to watch, and Flashpoint's definitely one of them. So good.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't really like the animation for Aquaman, and Superman looks kind of weird, but, you know. Well,
you heard it from the horse's mouth. Check out Flashpoint. He pretty much said everything I was going to say about it. But I'm not big into comic books, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad we sat down and watched it. So, So anyways, thanks for tuning in for another vlog review. Next time we'll get to something whatever happens, because that shit is whatever. See you next time.